So welcome to Boxing Media Hub, and yes, I have the world champ. Don't forget to subscribe. We're sponsored by boxbets.co.uk. Franchón Crews-Dezurn. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing? So happy to finally get to speak to you.
I know we got there. We made it. Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride so far. Your career, incredible.
Thank you.
And well, and the hairstyles. Let's start off with the hairstyles because if there's anyone in boxing that changes their hair, it's you. Every time we see you,
Well,
with either big hair.
husband, go ahead with you. Go ahead. You're good. He's trying to be discreet and get past, and he's making a big mess.
Don't worry about it.
Well,
honestly, there's never anything discreet about. I've got 4 kids in the house. Anything can happen.
with the hair, they say when a woman changes her hair, she means business. And I'm always standing on business. So this is just an expression of who I am on the inside.
Yeah. And someone's already written in and said, I love these Americans, always bright.
Oh, thank you.
So it's been, as I say, a hell of a career. November 2016 was your debut. Seems ages ago.
Yeah, with all the things that happened, it seems like such a long time ago, but I remember it like yesterday. All the time, every time I step in the ring, I said, if I don't have that feeling like I felt on that night, I don't want to do it.
And you stepped in pretty much against the GOAT, as people call her, for your first fight. So we're not going to mess around, are we?
No. I mean, shoot, that was a great fight for both of us because, if she would have fought just a opponent, people would have been like, oh, that's fine. But she fought somebody who was Olympic level caliber on the first fight, and we both showed why we are champions and undisputed champions now. So it was fun. And I had 2.5 week notice, so we just set it up for the next one.
That's mad, isn't it? To think 2.5 weeks, and yet you look at some of the camps people have against that woman now, or did have. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that put you in good stead for pretty much the rest of your career so far. It's just been levels. Every time you fight, you go up a level. I think that's what people love about you, is you pour your heart into it. Do you know what? I love the banter and, what you have to say. You're always expressive. But that's you. That's your character. And that's what it's about. It's about selling your fights as well, isn't it?
Of course.
Just as important.
Of course, I love the people who do love me, but I get a lot of criticism from people. But for me, I am a performer. Like the aesthetic I have is really who I am. I'm outside the ring, I sing, I do fashion, and any arena I'm in, I'm going to perform. I'm going to showcase who I am. And I'm like poetry in motion. Some days I might be super sharp. Some days I'm like chaos, the orchestrated chaos, but you're going to be entertained and you're going to feel my passion. I love what I do.
Yeah. And as I say, that has literally been the story of your career. I've got to get her name out. Cornejo was your big fight. Yeah. And you think you fought her twice as well, which I think shows real credit to you, because it was majority decision in the first fight.
Yeah,
I know it was kind of one of those.
It was that was it was a unanimous decision, but
yeah. But you got to take, haven't you, what they kind of give it as, and then you came back and you just showed how good you really are.
Yeah, I think yes, I've had a great career, but it's challenging because even when I win, I lose. And I said that when I came to the UK, I could do amazing and make it definitive as hell, but I got a majority decision. So I always have that chip on my shoulder. And I think that's why I fight so hard, because I don't know what people are going to think. I know in my heart, I feel I win, but they might come and say, oh, you didn't do good enough, or you're not doing what we want to see. So, but yeah, if I got to keep proving people wrong, and proving myself right, I'll do what I have to do.
Do you find majority decision then? Do you find that very much like do you take that quite hard? Do you kind of think, well, actually, I was better than that?
Well, with that fight, with my first world title fight when I won the WBC title, I knew it was unanimous, and I knew what I was against. I was coming in unsigned, the B side against a
Yeah,
very popular fighter, and she had the promoter on her side, so I understand what that was,
yeah,
because you have to protect the product as well. But from my amateur to my pro career, it's rare that I would get. It's either I dominate or they just take it from me. If you get a majority decision, I would have took a majority against Clarissa rather than some other people. Like, it's rare that I get beat up. I
yeah,
beat
yeah.
myself most of the time, but I don't take it hard because I leave it in a ring. Like my last fight when I fought Savannah, I knew what I needed to do. I fought like hell, but I didn't do it controlled. But that's why I'm rebuilding and I'm back here, world champ again.
But you think the only two losses you've had are technically to the two best out
Two,
there,
two
as
of the
the
best.
people look at. Do you know what I mean? There's no, and I know you'll strive. You'll continue to strive to be the best you can be.
Yeah.
Like you say, you'll beat yourself up to be the best you can be. You know, you're fighting to better yourself each and
Yeah.
every time, and you have done. And to go and do what you did after losing to Savannah as well
Yeah.
just shows the level you're at.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I know I'm
Because you're
gifted.
right back in. You're right back in there
I know,
again.
I know.
You don't
I
you
I
don't
know I'm
stop.
gifted. Because I'll tell you, I can show you footage. Even after the Savannah fight, I never accepted that I lost. You know what I'm saying? And that's not being cocky or no disrespect to her at all. In my heart, a fighter knows I didn't feel like I lost. Did I fuck up a little bit? Yeah, but I didn't feel it as a loss.
Yeah.
And that's how I carried the rest of the months and rebuilding. Even with Clarissa, I mean, you get 2.5 weeks of time to prepare and you tell me what you're gonna do against the GOAT. You feel what I'm saying? You go and go overseas into a freaking uh tornado of screaming fans. Like, that's a big, and mind you, I hadn't fought a year. My last fight was a year and a half before then. So I
Yeah, yeah.
hadn't been in a fight or anything. No excuses, but it's always circumstances. And I'm just happy that I was able to fight her, get right back in the ring, and keep moving, because I think people will see a better version of me and they'll get to see me at my best.
So yeah. And I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Every time you have that loss, it's not a loss, it's almost a rebuild. It's as you say, it's a redesign, and then
Yeah,
you come back even better.
yeah.
And that
And I
it,
make my opponents better. Trust and believe. You know, Savannah needed that win. She needed that win more than me. Mind you, I've been the longest reigning super middleweight champion in history, the first undisputed champion. She needed that more than me because she she needed to know that she still belonged. You
yeah.
know, because after that fight with Clarissa, so
Oh, it's a
it's
major pressure fight. It was major pressure, especially from
yeah,
the UK fans. We
yeah,
we expected Savannah. I don't know how it was in the States. Don't get me wrong, but we expected Savannah to beat Clarissa. A
yeah,
lot of us, because she's got the attributes, but she just couldn't seem to. She couldn't
yeah,
get work together. Clarissa's a very smart fighter. Very
yeah.
smart fighter.
Listen, I'm really the soul behind women's boxing. That's how I feel. Because say if I would have beat her, then it would have been me and Clarissa, and then I beat her, and that's like, what do we do now? You know what I'm saying? I shuffle the deck and I shuffle the cards, and now we keep playing this game. You feel me? So
Yeah,
Savannah has big fights ahead. Clarissa continues to have formidable opponents ahead, and now even my opponent that just lost, you know, she has opportunities to keep fighting, you know? So
yeah.
I'm just playing my part.
Oh, it's a big part, trust me.
Thank
But
you.
you think WBA interim now, WBC world champion again. Um, where are we going next? Because it's
Well,
who's next?
make some
Where are
room.
we heading?
Make some room on your couch. I'm coming over. I'm coming to the UK, so I might come stop at your house and we can hang out and do training camp there. But of
I'll say
course,
to my wife, hang on a minute, I've just got something to explain here.
no, this pink-haired woman. What is she doing
Yeah,
here?
yeah. You might have
But
seen her before. but she looked totally different.
Right, right. So 2024 is of course get another opportunity for my other titles back. Me and Savannah. I think that was not my best showing, but I think it'll be exciting because they're like, oh, this is a different her. There's an opportunity I can go down in weight.
Yeah.
I can go up in weight, but I think getting a rematch is the first thing. If
Yeah.
if she's open to it, I'm definitely open to it. And everybody's doing MMA. I have some great resources and great people in my corner to do that as well. So it's whatever.
So is that something you've considered as well, going over to the MMA side?
I, I've been doing MMA before I knew what MMA was, and the way people say the way I fight, I should have been doing it. So like, I'm, I'm open to everything. I'm open to everything. It's nothing like if there's opportunities to make money and it's an opportunity to keep bridging the gap
Yeah.
and building women in combat sports, I'm with it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think women's boxing, I think women's sport in general is absolutely buzzing and it's on a
Yeah.
high. And I'm I'm loving it, to be fair. And I think it's, especially women's boxing, it's gone to, I don't like to say women's boxing, but I think it just deserves its own bar from where it's come from. It's superb now.
Actually,
And
we're saving boxing. Let's be honest here,
I
because
think you did last. I think especially last year. I think some of the fights last year were off the chart.
I'll tell you this: when the guys did fight, they were mega fights. But as far as women, we were consistent
Yeah,
because it wasn't a whole lot of talking. It wasn't a whole. It's like, okay, I want to fight you. Managers, do your job. Let's make this fight happen. It happened, and they were
yeah,
exciting. They're electrifying. Shout out to the people who supported it. But we're consistent, and we keep getting bigger and bigger. You know.
yeah. And like Jam is saying here, if you, who would you like to have the opportunity to fight next? I know you've said about Savannah, but is there someone that you think I'd really like to have a fight with them?
Well, I always got my ear to the street, man. They have the heavyweight champ, light heavyweight champ. I don't know her name. I'm also looking forward, hopefully, if I'm around the next 5 years, to the new crop of fighters coming from the Olympics. I know some of them, like some of the top girls. I know them. I've shared the ring with them or sparred with them. Just to, I want to
Yeah.
be touching every generation I can. Um, I want to fight whoever's going to give me competition and I can make money.
It just sounds like world domination, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, of course. I want to be a multi-weight champion. So, you know, the GOAT is down at 160. Maybe I could fight one of the top 10 girls there. And, why not? Why not?
Yeah. Well, yeah, as you say, why not? And it's an exciting time. It really is. And you're, as I say, you're a major player in
Thank
that.
you.
And yeah, I love watching you fight. I just love your presence in the sport, and I think we
Thank
need
you.
more people like you in the sport that give it that brightness, give it that bit of shine, just to get the attraction to the sport as well. I just think
Well,
such a
I love those kind words. And for me, I fight for every opportunity I get. I fight for any coverage or any media I get. Even with you guys, I really appreciate it. And with the big people like the zones, the boxers, the big media, like I still don't get the recognition I feel I deserve, but I'm just gonna still do it like nobody's watching because when it's all said and done, the history books are gonna say it and they're gonna miss me. So I just keep living my life.
yeah, 100%. So what fights? Because I know you're a big boxing fan yourself. What fights are you looking forward to seeing in 2024? Obviously, potentially we've got Taylor Cameron 3 happening,
Yeah.
which was a great dust up.
Yeah,
The
she was
last two
here.
fights.
She was here. She was at my fight. She got to commentate. I said she's a big girl. Like for her to fight at what 140,
Yeah.
right? She's a big girl. I would love to spar her. But Caroline is getting her opportunity. I like her. She's
Yeah.
very feisty. What's the couple name? Lauren Parker. What's
Yeah. Yeah. We've got Parker over here. She's
and her
she's
her
really,
girlfriend, right? her and her girlfriend boxed. They were Olympians, right?
Yeah,
I
they're
got to
both.
Yeah, I got to see them in person when I came over for Savannah's fight and Clarissa, and I was like, okay. So over there, the new age. They're very promising, and is they're going to carry it well. And the smaller weights all around, like you got Marlene, you got Sinicia. Like I can't wait to see them explode back on. I think it's going to be a good year. It's going to
Yeah.
be a good year.
Yeah. It's going to be a big year for boxing. I think for the men's as well, the heavyweights have really come back on the scene as well. Lauren Price, I think isn't it? Lauren Price.
Yeah, she's
Um,
blonde. I like her. I like her.
but no, big times ahead for the women's division, and I think just generally, boxing's back on the map in a good light, and you're one of the leading girls, and I just want to say thank you for everything you've done so far,
Oh, thank
because
you.
there's more to come.
That means
There's
a
more to
lot, man. Look,
come.
cheers to you.
So. And as I say, if you want to come over when you come to the UK, you're more than welcome.
Okay,
And
it'll be me and my husband, so we're just gonna have a party. Not that
hey,
kind of party, but just stay at the couch. Stay at
yeah,
the couch.
cover yourselves. Um, but but yeah, honestly, I think great times ahead. And as I say, it's great for everything you're doing. Love to your
Yeah.
family as well. And we look
Well,
forward to
look,
seeing
I have one
what
thing
you
to
do.
say. I got one
Cool.
thing to say outside of boxing. So I'm doing my first showcase in New York Fashion Week next month. After I do that, that was on my bucket list last year. I want to go to London. I want to do London Fashion Week.
I'm not surprised. I'm not. I'm not going to lie. Every time I see a picture come out, you've got
Yeah.
some of the most.
Extravagant.
Yeah, you've got some stuff that's really out there, haven't you?
Thank you. Thank you.
But it is you, as I say. It's exactly you, and you're expressing yourself, and that's what makes you likable. You're just
Yeah.
being you. So
Thank you.
yeah, like Jam said, 100% the entertainer.
Yeah,
I think.
I think 2024. I'm gonna keep. We have an expression saying put our foot, keep our foot on their neck.
Yeah,
Basically, envision that. That's how much pressure I'm applying. But I thank you for having me, and we have this connection now. I'll definitely come back after I fight or do something else.
yeah,
And it was a
bless you.
pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to leave you on this one. It's
Mhm.
great to see Franchón. She is my favourite female fighter, even though even though she is more than a boxer.
Oh, thank you so much. And I do it for you guys, really and truly. Thank you.
But no, thanks for your time. Thanks to your team as well. And
Okay.
stay in touch. And I'll speak to you soon.
All right. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye. Well, there you go. Franchón Crews-Dezurn. Big 2024 planned by the sounds of it. Would like the Savannah Marshall rematch. Also looking at other stuff. That girl's just got bundles of talent in and out of the ring. Looking at fashion weeks. She's getting into a singing as well. She's absolutely full into everything. Just such a lovely girl. So I wish her all the best for the future. You've been watching Boxing Media Hub, sponsored by Falcon Contracting, Price Global Solutions, and boxbets.co.uk. And I will see you soon. Until then, have some of this.